Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope today you are happy and healthy as well. So, this afternoon we will be continuing our lesson to lesson 13. Here there will be several topics that we will discuss throughout the class. The first one is about verb, to plus verb, and then verb plus noun phrase plus to plus verb. Then the second one is be plus adjective plus to plus verb. And then the third one is adverbs, very, to, and enough. So here basically we will be learning about two infinitives in the second and first materials. And then on the third one we will be learning about adverbs. Okay, let's directly start today's class with the first topic. So here on A1, notice the use of to before the verb to go. The previous pattern on lesson 11, I hope you still remember, we have discussed about the use of modal verbs. For example, should, will, can, could, may, or might. So when we use modal verbs like this, we have to add a main verb after it. And the main verb should be in its base form, or verb 1. It is base form. Okay. Meanwhile, on the new pattern, there are also two verbs, but then here, all of the verbs here are main verbs. When they are main verbs like this, to connect the two verbs, we have to add a to infinitive here. Okay, so Miss, what is a to infinitive? So in English, there are two types of verbs. The first one is finite. The second one is infinite. Like that, which means to infinitive here. So finite means that the verb will change depending on the subject or the tense of the sentence. Meanwhile, to infinitive means it will not change. Even if the subject is plural or singular, even if the tense is perfect tense, continuous tense, and so on, the verb into infinitives will always be the base verb. Like this, to go. It cannot be to going, to went, to gone. No, that is incorrect. Here, for example, this is a finite verb. It changes following the subject. Because George is singular, we add s, and because it is a present tense, that's why there is s here. Similar to the first sentence, the second sentence, George plans to go, is also the same. Plans is the finite. Usually finite verbs is close to the subject. The closest one to the subject is the finite verb. Then to infinitive, to go. Okay, and then it is also possible in a sentence that there will be 3 verbs or 4 verbs, for example. But commonly it is only up to 3 verbs. So if there are also more than 1 verb or 3 verbs compared to 2 verbs here, you also should add 2 if it is a main verb. So remember that the to here is different with the to as a preposition, which means untuk or kepada. Now here the to is to infinitive, which is followed by a verb. If it is a preposition, it will be followed by a noun. If it is a to infinitive, it will be followed by a verb like this. Okay, so on the comments, the first one, when verbs like want are followed by another verb, the second verb must be preceded by to. Okay, here as I have mentioned before, want is a main verb. So if there is another main verb in the sentence, it should be connected with to. And then on the second one, some additional verbs that can be used in the first verb position of the new pattern are the following. So here are the verbs that you can use when there are more than 1 verb in a sentence. For example, here agree. I agreed to follow him, for example. So the verbs is agree, and then the second one is follow. We cannot say I agreed to follow him. No, that's the structure is incorrect. Correct one is I agreed to follow him. Or maybe here, try. She tries to listen to her words, for example. Tries here, of course, it is a finite. It changes depending on the subject and the tenses. It is a present tense and the subject is singular, so it is tries. And then the second verb, listen, to listen, because it is a to infinitive, it is a base form. She tries to listen to her words. The second to here is a preposition, to her words. Her words is a noun phrase. So the to here is a preposition. Okay, so it is pretty long here, the explanation, because I want you to understand what is to infinitive. Not only know that there is a to infinitive, but I want you also to understand what is actually a to infinitive in English. So if you have any question related to this material, please feel free to go to the WhatsApp group chat and we will be discussing about it further. Okay.